Yeah, at the Craven Cottage, it was Arsenal 1, Fulham nil. Yeah, it was a very good game to an extent, but in the first 15 20 minutes, we saw Fulham were trying to make a quick one on Arsenal on the counter, but literally, it's so surprising how they couldn't have even a shot on target or through that 90 minutes, and that tells you how solid the Arsenal defense is. It wasn't the way we all expected, because we were expecting a more uh, pulsating game where both sides we have a go at each other, but it didn't really happen that way. But the most important thing in this game to Arsenal is winning, because coming to Craven Cottage in the past two games before this one hasn't been that successful for Arsenal, and one of those reasons why, you know, especially 2 seasons ago, why we couldn't, win the league, because that season Fulham took 4 points from Arsenal. So and we all know that Manchester City won that league by just 2 points. So that's gone for now. But now it's a different dispensation. The team is solid. There's depth. There's enough to put out there and against any opposition. The only goal that came in that game was from a corner kick as usual, and Leonardo Trossard, as usual, this guy who has this way of just, scoring that winning goal, that vital, that very important goal. He nicked it, and it was a goal, and that's how the game stayed on up to the end. But there was an incident in that game, and this incident has been, it has always been Arsenal. Some kind of decisions that we see this in games are so bizarre. But I think this happening to Arsenal most times is just far more than coincidence to me, because we had a similar situation at Newcastle when Victor Gyökeres was stripped by the Newcastle goalkeeper, and eventually the referee pointed, the referee was made to go to the VAR, and eventually the the penalty decision was rescinded. Then yesterday we had that of Saka, because if you look at that game, they say he touched the ball, but before he touched the ball, his knees clashed with that of Saka, and Saka went to the ground. So technically, it's a penalty, because if he didn't bring him because the ball was still rolling, he touched it and the ball was still rolling towards the goal. Saka has the advantage of picking up the goal and going to score. But it is what it is. We have seen over time that the VAR, to an extent, is being introduced into football, to correct human mistakes, but now, or human errors. But now we start hearing words like clear and obvious error and all that, and you cannot even define it the way it should be defined. It's bizarre. So the VAR is being brought to like make things much better, but unfortunately, it's making things worse to an extent. It leaves very big pain. And I used to ask why this has to happen to Arsenal all the time. Remember last season when you know the incident of Rice kicking. He didn't even kick. He nicked the ball. They tapped the ball. He was given a red. Yeah, they gave him a red. The next person was Leonardo Trossard. He was given a red for kicking the ball away. But we've seen players done this afterwards and nothing happened. So, and these are things that are very costly to teams. So sometimes if you have to win a championship, you need to pray for luck and to pray for good decisions to be taken, because sometimes that could be something. It could be something that will impede your chance of winning whatever you are going to win. So the most important thing is, and why this is not making the rounds that much, is because at least Arsenal went ahead to win the game. If they hadn't won that game, it would have been a long week or a long period of people talking about it, and some people going to play that because it's not their team. But we have to say, because this thing you see sometimes is still going to hurt any team. So if you think, oh, it happens to Arsenal today, oh, I don't care, your team might be the next one, because we've seen it happen to clubs, different clubs, but it has been more with the Arsenal. So guys, is still Arsenal on top of the league table, and we're gonna see what is gonna happen between Manchester United and Liverpool today because you know what, they will walk alone.